Okay, we are going to do the straps for the, well, I guess technically they're meant for the cute little vertical bag, this strap, but obviously you can make the strap and put them on anything you want. They're super fun just for keys or whatever. So Amy did 6 different sizes. The size is obviously up to you what you want to do. We're just going to go through the process of how to put the hardware on, and I'm going to just run through it super fast so you guys kind of have all of your questions ironed out. So, first, actually on the embroidery machine, there's only 3 steps. It's going to be the basting stitch, kind of like the placement, and then you're going to sandwich your vinyl, and then the last step is going to be where you put your rivets or your hardware in. So once it's on the hoop, I just did this part quick because it doesn't really matter to actually see on the machine. You're going to see where there is the yellow line. So the yellow line, just pretend we ran that. It's just a single stitch down. It should just take a matter of seconds. All you have to make sure to do on your actual machine is you put your vinyl on, and you have to make sure it covers the entire stitch. If it doesn't cover the entire stitch, it's not going to work. So you put your vinyl on the top, and then, this is just scrap vinyl, so don't mind it. Then you're going to put your vinyl on the bottom of the hoop as well. So the pretty parts need to be showing. So you have bottom of the hoop, pretty part, top of the hoop, pretty part. And then you need to either tape it or hold it, whatever your choice is. And then you need to run the next step. The next step is going to be more of a bean stitch. And then once that one is done, then the final stitch is just going to be tiny circles where the rivets go. So after all of that is done, you're going to have a piece of vinyl on one side and a piece of vinyl on the other side, and then you're going to have all your stitching, and then you're going to have 3 holes. This is super shiny vinyl. Sorry, it's picking up the light. So after you do that, then you need a leather punch or some kind of tool to punch holes into the circles. I really like this one, and like I've said before in my other videos, I just get it on Amazon. We have the links on in the Facebook group if you want. It has a ton of different holes. You find the one that best fits. I don't know the actual size of it. It's just kind of like a ballpark of what size rivet you're going to use. And then you take your actual vinyl and you place it in, and then you're going to center it over the dot perfectly, and you punch. People had said before that some of my videos I didn't explain every step, so I'm going to do every step. So all 3, you punch it. Now you're going to have a square end and you're going to have a round end, and you need to put square end over the second hole in. Does that make sense? See? Second hole, third hole. Okay. So once it's in this one, and then you're going to make a sandwich. The round one ends on top. So you should have like this, and it's going to look like this. So what I chose to do was I like the look of the little rounded edge, so I put my fancy rivet on this side because I think it's cute. Technically, if you wanted to, you could do it this side if you think it makes it look cleaner. It's just basically up to you which you prefer your outside rivet to be on if you're using a pretty rivet. What I mean by pretty rivet is I have all sorts of different kinds. So I'm going to do this. Okay. So I have, let's see, I have just silver ones and gold ones, gunmetal. You get the point. There's tons and tons of choices of actual rivets. And like I said, I think rivets are really expensive in most of the crafting stores. So unless you have a coupon, I would suggest you order them in bulk. I actually got these on AliExpress, and they shipped quickly. And I mean, they're the exact same thing that you get in the store. You just have to wait a little bit longer for them. And then what I did was I got rhinestone rivets, and I thought I put them over here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, So I got Rhinestone Rivets because I thought that they were really shiny and pretty. So they actually are a rhinestone, and then they're still a rivet. So on this one, I'm going to show you. Again, you have square end in the second hole, and then the third one over. I have to cut this little piece that's bothering me. It's ugly right there because I did not cut it. So after you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to put your rivet, the top part with the longer bottom on it, you're going to weave it through. So now you have your sandwich and you have your rivet top, and then your rivet bottom pokes through right here. And then you take the bottom. And rivets are kind of nice because snaps, they don't really stick together when you just put them on your finger. But rivets kind of do this nice sandwich thing, and once you just do them on your finger, they actually hold. I mean, not hold enough for like usage, but they hold when you do your hardware closure, maybe. So like I said before, I use this. This is obviously for snaps. It's not the best thing to use in certain situations, but this rivet is really hard on top, and so I just put the pretty side that I want to see up here, and then I sandwich it in, and then all I do is make sure it's all lined up. I push, and then it is all sandwiched in. Now you're locked and loaded. The other thing is that some rivets come with a, like you need to actually apply with a hammer and whatnot. And here it is. It actually comes with a rivet setter. The only problem is that you have to use hammers and stuff, and I don't always like to. But if you are going to do it, I'll show you how to do that. So you put, this is your end, and then you would put your rivet here, and then here, and then you hammer this end. It's basically the same thing, except I use the easier way to do it. And then last but not least, these are the gate keys that Amy suggested that you buy. They are kind of like giant, easier to use key rings, kind of mixed with a carabiner. I don't know. I don't hike. I don't know what the way to say it is. I think it's carabiner, but it feels weird to say that. But anyways, you do that, and then it actually slides right through, which is really nice for this. But the reason why you need the gate key is actually so then it fits the bigger grommet, because the grommet in this bag will not fit the lobsters. But if you are making, see, and then it just clamps on. Easy peasy. But if you are making these for something different than the bag, you're more than welcome to use a lobster. The only problem is with the lobster, you have to do it while you're setting your rivet. So they fit fine and they work just as well. But like I said, this doesn't have an opening. So all you have to do is just slide it in and then apply your rivet when it's in there, if that makes sense. And there you go. You got your thing. Told you. Easy peasy.